G'day everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Sean and this is RFDHobby. Now I know what you're thinking, another laser cutting video, but let me tell you, this machine, the NEJE Max 4, I had to take this one. I get a lot of offers for laser cutting machines these days in my emails, and to be honest with you guys, I have to say no to just about all of them these days because it takes a lot of time to produce all this stuff, and honestly I want to get back to making some terrain. But as soon as I saw this machine from NEJE, I had to take it. It's not just a laser cutter and etcher, and it's not the standard that you sort of see for diode lasers. Now, one of the limiting factors generally for a diode laser is the size of what you can cut. And as you'll see here, the cut bed for this NEJE Max 4 is really large. So we've got a cutting size of approximately 460 by 760, and this thing really ups the scale of what you can do with a diode laser. Now the laser module for this one, which was included, is again a 22 watt laser, which is pretty standard, but this thing also has a Z-axis, which we need to get into, which is really cool. Given the size and the other features, we had to have a look at it, and I had to talk about it. So let's get stuck into it first. So let's have a look at some of the features of the machine. So as I said, it has a Z-axis. Now, none of the machines I've reviewed in the past have a Z-axis, which is an up-down. This allows you to change the height of your laser through the software instead of having to manually set it. There are also some attachments for where you put your module. You can actually attach a pen. There's a pencil attachment or a pen attachment. Because of the Z-axis, this has also got a blade attachment, so I do have some plans for that. I wasn't able to display that in this video today. Now, just due to the amount of things I was able to produce, and with the larger size of this cut bed here, took up a lot of time for me to produce the things you can see around me. And we're gonna take a closer look at all of these, and so let's have a look at some of the projects I was able to produce with this machine. Now, one of the great things I love about laser cutters is being able to just produce a project really quickly within a day. You know, start it in the morning, finish it in the afternoon, and basically you can do other things whilst this is producing it. So let's start off here because this is right in my road here. Now, this is a Dungeon Master screen, as you can tell, and this thing was just a file purchased off Etsy, very reasonably priced for SVG files online. This thing has swing doors and magnets to hold it together. So as you can see, this is a really cool, simple project, and not something that is possible on a standard size diode laser. So Dungeon Master screens is something I've made by hand in the past and sold, and they're really popular. It's really nice to be able to customize it and do great details like you can see on here. So we've got raised lettering and also the raised dragon on here. And yeah, so this was a really cool project. I do have one that's actually been finished. Here is one that I actually did the finish for. So this one actually has been stained, and this one has been sold. So I'm actually selling this one off to a friend of mine. So I do need to get this one in the post pretty quick. This is just simple plywood, so there's nothing, I haven't used different timbers at all. This is just 3 more plywood. Now, signs was another thing that's nice and fun. Again, you can really scale these up, so this isn't the full size, it's just a piece that I had left over that was this size. Certainly, if you're looking to sell products, you can certainly take something like that around to some shops and see if people are interested in that. Now, obviously, maps is something that I like to do as well. This is the, obviously, Middle-earth map. Again, being able to scale up maps to this size is really, really handy. A lot of the maps I do, you know, you have to either remove some of the labeling or upscale that labeling because it will be too small to see. But when you can upscale it like this, you can certainly fit in all the details and make it something a little bit nicer to hang on the wall. Now, talking about things that I wouldn't be able to do on a standard diode laser, skateboard decks are really cool. Now, you can actually pick these up really cheap. This one I've got $20 online. It's just a blank deck. Now, the color choice here obviously is not great, and there's a reason for that, because I made a mistake down here. When I set my laser head, it was too low, and it actually ran into the middle section. So I did have a little bit of engraving down the bottom near his boot here, so a bit of cut that had already started to happen. And then I had to stop the laser, and because I had to restart it, or restart the engraving, the only way I could sort of black out or cover that engraving that I started up was to paint it. And so unfortunately, It's not the best color, but again, the possibilities with something like this is just, you know, it's kind of endless. Like skateboard decks are something that's really fun to play around with. Clocks, so I did you can really start scaling up these as well. So this is, you know, not a large clock by any means, but this one, as soon as I get the mechanism in here, so as you can see, it's just a mechanism, standard mechanism that goes in. So none of these are moving parts, but it does look really cool. If you're looking for practical things, Hot Wheels cars, really easy to make these stands for Hot Wheels. Now, if you don't have a large laser, you can certainly make smaller ones, as you can see over there. But to make large ones like this, really simple and super cheap. MDF, 3mm MDF is still really reasonably priced, funnily enough, and really super simple to cut. Now, if you know, just Google box generator, and you'll find plenty of websites that will generate boxes for you. Just enter the dimensions you want. They'll have a 3D mock-up of what your box is going to look like. You can do either shelving like this, or you can do boxes with lids, all kinds of different variations. The one solution I found was for storing Hot Wheels cars. Now, I'm not a Hot Wheels collector, so you know, I picked these up for $5 in a bucket at the second-hand store. But I really enjoyed it. It's really fun, a great project. I really like having these stored like this, so I'll probably keep this. It looked a little plain, so I went ahead and made some signs. These are just layered, lifted lettering, and just painted different colors. You can obviously go for just a straight wood finish. Canvases were really fun as well. So as you can see, this one here, the way I was able to achieve that actual color is just through the application of the paint before you etch it. What I've done is I've actually painted that with a yellow, a little bit of a red, and then a black paint over the top. And then just by playing around with the settings, so I have a spare canvas like this that has similar paint I've applied to it, and I just put that under the laser, do a few lines to see how it's going to etch in, and then I put in my proper canvas, and I then etch out the project. This one here, as you can see, Balrog and Gandalf, it looks really cool, especially in the picture, as you can see. The thing you need to know about this one though is the etching for this one didn't quite work out like I liked. And so you can see if I turn the light off, it's a little bit plain, a little bit dull, but with a backlight, it looks really cool. This was another map I made. So I actually created the borders for this one and did the layering as well. This is actually the map from The Witcher. And I was really happy with this one. I'll do some close-ups of this one so you can see I've actually etched in or cut in all the rivers for this one. And this is one you'll see where the lettering is, in some of it is a little bit too small, and I need to do a little bit more work fixing that file so that it prints out a little bit better. But I was really happy with this for my first sort of real creation, I guess. So getting in and trying to make my own map and add my own layers and things like that. So still a little bit of work to do on this one, but really happy with it. Otherwise, you know, it'll look nice once I get a place to hang it, you know, and I'm not in the shed here. Another cool project you can do is these Mandela files. Now, they really shine when you can make them large like this. So I've done one previously which was small, about the size of a clock here. But as you can see, once you scale these up or once you can start getting into the larger designs, they look fantastic. That's also something that is really fun. And again, I've just made that out of MDF, but if you wanted to go ahead and use, you know, proper timber plywood that had a little bit of a nicer look and you could give it a nicer finish, that would really do well as well. So this is the laser here itself, as you can see. So the cable management here is really well done. You know, everything's kind of put together. You've got a little slide at the back here for your cable to run on. Together you've got hose here for your air pump, which comes out the side here to connect. And I found I was able to connect one of the air pumps I already have, so there's no issues with that. NEJE also offer honeycomb beds, specifically the right size for this NEJE Max 4. If you're looking to cut larger projects, this is probably essential. If you're just looking to etch things like the skateboard decks, doing the canvases, things like that, it's maybe not so essential. But if you are planning on doing cutting specifically, you'll want to get yourself one of these honeycomb beds. They're really important. Now, as I mentioned, you can remove this and attach a module for a blade and also a module for a pen. So I'll look at those in a future video because I do have some plans for those projects, but I wasn't able to get the materials through that I wanted to be able to show you those today. But as you can see, I've been really busy with this machine. I've had so much fun, and some of this stuff I will sell off because I have to try and make some money here, and these machines are perfect if you're trying to supplement, a lack of income, which is what I'm doing. And one last project you might want to try. This one was fun. I wasn't sure this was going to work out, but check this out. I was able to make my own doormat from my workshop when I get one. But yeah, I mean, this was a $4 mat from the hardware store, and look at that. Beautiful. So yeah, look guys, I highly suggest you take a look at this if you're in the market for a laser cutter. This will probably be my last video on laser cutting for some time now. Like I said, I've stopped taking offers, and I'm not really interested in doing any more videos. I have enough of these machines here. They keep me super busy and I have so much fun with them, but I do have other projects and other things, other hobbies I need to be doing. So I will be getting stuck into those very soon. I might even do a video on Hot Wheels. I don't know anything about it yet, but I've been really interested in it since I picked up that bucket and started making my cases for them. So I might do a video on those, might do some conversions, things like that. But if you're interested in anything more specifically, please let me know in the comments. I will do a video on these canvases and go through a little bit more on how to do that. I'll also do another video on the machine itself and just setting up the Z axis through Lightburn. It was really quite simple, but I'll give you guys a bit of a run through on how to do that and just a few other tips I had with running the machine. What I really wanted to do today was just show you the possibilities. When you can kind of see these things, around me, you get a sense of what's possible, and this has been so much fun. There's so many more things I need to do with this machine that I haven't done yet, but I just run out of time. So much to do, so many projects to build. And anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. There'll be a link below if you want to purchase this machine. It will be an affiliate link, but it's up to you guys. At least check it out. You go and see what it's like. Thanks again for watching. I do have some exciting news coming up really soon, and I hope to have another video out shortly to talk about that. I want to say a big thank you to my Patreon subscribers as well. You guys are really helping me. It's been a tough year, and I'll go into more detail about that later. But thank you again, everyone, for supporting me. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys are great, and I'll see you guys soon.